Nübüvvet, hakikat arayışında peygamber ışığı.
Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to thank to Professor Farik Kaya Abi and his foundation because they invited me, or they provide me a chance to participate in this great conference, which is related to the Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi. He is not a great Sufi and reformer of Turkey itself, but this is my firm belief that his teachings will be benefits to all the humanity in the world. I have written many papers on this, my topic, that is globalization, prophethood, and Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi. But due to the short of time, or you can say the time does not allow me to read the whole paper, I will read only the summary, or you can say in a brief, or after my recitation, if you feel any problem or feel any query, I can request to you kindly go online and read the full paper. And after conference, foundation also will publish the whole paper in the conference proceeding. You can read there full, and I will be very happy if you will ask me through online, then I'll answer, then I will respond. About Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi, I read in my student life, but in a very short, in a very brief. Last year, the foundation organized a conference, international conference in India, in my university, with my coordinations. So from there, I began to read about the Sayyid Nursi in detail. Because I belong to India, India also is a very vast and having a very great Sufi and saints. So it's very difficult to cover all over the world Sufi saints. But I feel the Sayyid Nursi's teaching is more beneficial for us, I mean Indian peoples, in comparison to Turkish, Arab, and other Muslim-dominated areas. Because we are living in a minority, we are not in a government, we are not in a majority. Turkish, Arabs are living in the Muslim majority states, Muslim governments. So we should learn how to accommodate with the non-Muslims. We can learn from, I think, from Sayyid Nursi's teachings, is so I can say it is more beneficial to us in comparison to others. Now, with these words, I'll start my paper. The universe is experiencing a number of various forms of conflict, problem, difficulties in every sphere of life of all the residents of the earth. Foremost in these distortions take place in the form of ideology, moral degradation, injustice, and encroachment upon the purity of Islamic faith. A huge number of the games are being played by some anti-social elements for aiming to mock Islam and alter it as a dictatorial, vulgar, uncivilized, and an outdated religion, as well as a terrorist system of life. As a part of these activities, there are also some attempts to distort the Muslim societies all over the world. At the same time, the practices of Jahiliyyah culture and blind imitations of the West have become something common within the Muslim societies, stretching from Morocco to Indonesia. If we will pass through the writings of one of our greatest Muslim saint, Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi, we will find a number of solutions of above mentioned problems and conflicts of this globalized world in which we are living. Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi was a prominent Islamic teacher and a scholar who in the last decade of the Ottoman Empire joined in the heroic debates over how to save the empire and restore its power. He put forward many original solutions, most of which were in the field of education, He was a firm believer in science and modernization, but in the light of the Quran, for Nursi, it was a Quran and Islam that could provide the principles for true human progress rather than philosophies of human origin. He divided his life into main periods, the first of which coincided with the final decades of the Ottoman Empire. This he called the period of the old Sayyid. The new Sayyid emerged following the Ottomans' defeats in the First World War and continued through the first 4 decades of the Turkish Republic. Nursi considered for more significant the second period of this life, during which he wrote the Risale-e-Nur, which he described as the fruit of his lifelong study and research. Now, I'm coming on the main topic, that is prophethood, globalization, and Sayyid Nursi's, what he wrote about prophethood. Bediuzzaman Sayyid Nursi's philosophy on prophethood is so much transparent than other Islamic philosophers. He used clear-cut language and idioms to exposure the reality of prophethood and the message of Islam, while others were in mostly complicated fashion in narrating the Islamic philosophy. Sayyid Nursi Risale-e-Nur is the best example for his approach to the prophethood, but using the mass language in his treatise and in his speeches, he could succeed the heart of the pupil and attract to his fine thoughts on principle of Islamic faith. Manifestation of Sayyid Nursi's philosophy on prophethood is basically derived from Holy Quran and prophetic teachings. Most of the medieval period's Islamic philosophers were influenced of the other philosophers like Greek, Persian, and Indian interpretations on ultimate truth and reality of divine intervention in the human life. But Sayyid Nursi has never approached to those complex verses of narration. The paper exposed Sayyid Nursi's approach to prophethood and his source of explanation of Islamic faith. Imam Bediüzzaman Nursi says that the purpose of the Quran are 4: Tawheed, oneness of Allah, prophethood, judgment and justice, together with the being submissive to Allah. I have restricted the article about the prophethood and its wisdom and necessity to 3 main areas. There are the wisdom of the prophethood and its necessity as a proof of the existence of Allah. Second, the wisdom of the prophethood and its necessity in as much as the prophet as a creation and an example for people. Third, the wisdom of the prophethood and its necessity in explaining the main purpose of the creation, which is worship. He explained the wisdom of prophethood and its necessity as a proof of the existence of Allah. The whole universe is talking book indicating the existence of Allah, but it talks to those who are with healthy and thoughtful minds. Imam Nursi says, just as the sun would not exist without the spreading light, God would not be without appearance through sending messengers, and a beauty without limitations, many not be without submissions to Allah. By stating his oneness and his being self-sustaining among the multitude through a messenger with 2 wings. It is the wisdom of prophethood in as much as prophets are the models for pupil. Nursi explained that pupils' need for prophethood is no less than the need of the earth for a luminous sun, because prophets are witnesses for pupil and they are the perfect proofs of right worship. Then again Nursi said, the messenger, peace peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was sent to all humanity as an example, an imam and a leader, so we can learn from him about the social and personal life and its laws, and we can submit ourselves to the laws of the wise divine will and bring ourselves into a harmony with its divine directives. If a prophet depended on the miracles and unusual happiness in all the actions on the personal as well as on the social life, he would not be able to be an imam nor a perfect example for all humanity. Thus, the purpose of prophecy and messengerhood is that people submit duly to Allah and enjoy this submission because it is the ultimate truth that goes along with their human nature. After going through the life and works of Bediüzzaman Nursi, it has become clear that the necessity of the prophethood is the integral part of human being. In this writing, Nursi had clarified that the human being has always in the need of divine guidance, which comes through the prophethood. In this world we are living, the human being is suffering from a number of illness, but all remedies of these illness are hidden in Quran and Sunnah. If we follow these things accurately, we can solve the problems of this globalized world. Nursi has explained in all his writings the solutions of the problems which are relevant to this globalized world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor.
İstanbul İlim ve Kültür Vakfı